Hello everyone, welcome to the ranking selection show for the FPGR Season 1 Grand Finale. So there are three groups we're going to select. The first are going to be 1 through 3, who are guaranteed to each be in different groups, 1 through 3 on the FPGR rankings. The second is going to be 4 through 8, 4 through 8 on the FPGR rankings. They will be put into a separate pool than everyone else. Everyone else will be put into a separate pool. All these people will be randomized into groups. There are three groups: Groups A, B, and Group C. And the final person in each group will be eliminated. So these groups actually do matter. So that's just how it's gonna work. Yeah, and we're gonna get started. So this is the top 3 players. This will be for Group A. And Group A will be Zach. Zach will be going into Group A. Group A for Zach. Now, the next person is going to go into Group B, and the final person will automatically go into Group C. And Group B will be Bennett. Bennett will be going into Group B, which means Asher will be going into Group C. Alright, so that fixes 1 through 3. So now it's time to do 4 through 8 being randomly selected into each individual group. Alright, so now we're doing 4 through 8. Let's get started. This will be for Group A. Group A. And Group A will be joining Zach in Group A will be Matt. Matt will be joining Zach in Group A. Almost looks like it was going to be Seth for a second, but it will be Matt joining Zach in Group A. Now joining Bennett in Group B will be Marcus. It will be Marcus joining Bennett in Group B. Marcus is ranked 5th on the PGR, or the FPGR, and Matt is ranked 8th on the FPGR. We'll have a more in-depth analysis after the groups are selected, of course. And this will be for joining Group C with Asher. Joining Asher in Group C will be Seth. Seth will be joining Asher in Group C. And this will be joining Zach in Group A. Will be Solomon. Solomon will be joining Zach in Group A. That means Evan will be joining Bennett in Group B. Alright, so that wraps up the 4 through 8 selections. Now we're moving on to the remaining people to decide which groups they will be put into. Alright, everyone, so now we're doing our final 4 entrants will be selected and put into each group. These are the ones that were below number 8 on the FPGR or unranked. So we're going to actually start out with Group C because Group C only has 2 people in it right now. So this first one will be in fact going to Group C. So to be in Group C with Asher and Seth joining them will be Kevin. Kevin will be joining Asher and Seth in Group C. Very, very, very close there, as you can see. But it will be Kevin. Alright, now we're going to go up to the top. Joining Zach, Matt, and Solomon in Group A will be Alex. Alex will be joining Zach, Matt, and Solomon in Group A. That completes that group. All right. This next person will be joining Bennett, Marcus, and Evan in Group B. And then the last remaining person will be joining Asher, Seth, and Kevin in Group C. And joining Bennett, Marcus, and Evan in Group B will be Jack. Jack will be joining Bennett, Marcus, and Evan in Group B. Bit of a group of death here with Bennett, Marcus, Evan, and Jack. So that's pretty crazy. So we'll see how that goes. That means Griffin will be joining Asher, Seth, and Kevin in Group C. So the groups are set. We're going to go over the groups now and with a little more in-depth analysis of each group and what is likely to happen in each group. So stay tuned. All right. So now it's going to be time for the group breakdowns. So in Group A, we have Zach, who's second on the FPGR, Solomon, who's fourth on the FPGR, Matt, who's eighth on the FPGR, and Alex, who's 11th on the FPGR. Obviously, this looks like a very one-sided group. You can clearly tell the gap between the top two players and the bottom half of the players. So this group's going to be, in my opinion, a very interesting group. Definitely not the hardest group of them all, but I wouldn't say it's the easiest group of them all, because I think Solomon and Zach are pretty good. There's not really like another cupcake in here other than Alex. So I think it'll be interesting to see how this group plays out. All right, welcome to our Group A breakdown. So in this group we have Zach, Solomon, and Matt and Alex. As you can see, a tremendous gap here between Zach and Solomon and the rest of the group. So I don't think this is definitely the hardest group. We'll get to the hardest group in a second, but Zach and Solomon, in my opinion, are definitely the two favorites to win this group. Zach, very consistent, definitely heavily favored to win the group, but you never know. Solomon could up there pull off an upset. Alex is the cupcake in this group. There's only one cupcake. Matt is a solid player as of late. We'll get to that in just a second. Okay, so we have Zach now. So Zach comes in with a 56% overall win rate. That's a very solid win rate. I'm pretty sure only two players have better. His best first placement was first. However, it was so long ago because Asher's been dominating for so long. The only other players since that placement to get first through Asher's domination string have been Bennett multiple times and Solomon most recently. Zach's most recent placement, a poor performance, a poor showing at fifth. But he does come in with a winning win rate versus all his opponents, 55% versus Solomon, which is we have to keep an eye on because that shows Solomon does have the potential to upset Zach, maybe take the group, put Zach in a bad position in the bracket. It's pretty big. He has 14 top three or better finishes, which is a tremendous margin. Solomon comes in with only 3% less at a 52% win rate. His best placement is first. He did it most recently at the most recent tournament. So he is coming up. He's fired up. He's ready to go. But it was not that unexpected. Solomon was approaching first multiple times. He has 6 top 3 or better finishes. He ended up finally getting that first place finish, something he coveted for so long. He does have potential to upset Zach. Watch him. Watch this guy. Definitely has potential to take the group. Matt coming in with a measly 26% win rate. However, that is mostly because due to his early season struggles. He's really turned it around. He's on fire. He's going uphill. Most recent placement was third. His best placement was his best placement. As of the most recent tournament, He has, as you can see with his 25% win rate versus Zach, he has upset top players. However, his biggest foe in this entire group and most detrimental to his chance of winning the group, in my opinion, is going to be Solomon. Solomon, he has never beaten. Obviously, he has a positive win rate against Alex. Tactically, if we redid those matches, he definitely have an 100% win rate, but it was so early. He got upset a couple times by Alex. He's one top 3 or better finish, which is most recent. He's on fire. He's coming in. Look for him to make some noise. Now we're going down to Alex. Alex is known as a cupcake, basically a walkthrough. Alex comes basically a walkover. Comes in with 16% win rate. His best placement was 5th. That was multiple months ago. And that obviously was 5th at a 7-person tournament. So he hasn't made any noise. He has 0% win rate versus Zach, 0% versus Solomon, wins over no top players. And his 2 wins over Matt have come so far in the past. He hasn't beat anyone inside of the top 10 of the FPGR in the longest time. I look for him to be rolling over in this group and him to be the first one eliminated. All right, so here are our projections for Group A. We have Zach coming in at undefeated at 3-0. Where Solomon, whose only loss we project will be to Zach, and then Matt will lose to Zach and Solomon, but will get the win over Alex to sneak by and advance to the next round. All right, now let's go to Group B. This is what we call the Group of Death. We have the 3rd player on the FPR, the 5th on the FPR, the 6th on the FPR, and the 9th on the FGPR. But let's take a look. Jack, even though he's 9th, he's an elite player. He's very capable of playing. There are no cupcakes in this group. This group will be competitive. Every match will be competitive. It's going to come down right to the wire. We could see even Bennett go home here. I know he started on the FPGR, but this isn't going to be an intense group, and we recognize that. Let's go for Bennett. Bennett comes in with the 2nd best win rate in the entire FGPR with a 59% win rate. His best placement was quite a bit ago. He was 1st, but he has multiple first place placements, breaking Asher's streaks. So that's pretty significant. But his most recent place was 5th. He's on a bit of a down streak coming into the end of this tournament. But he can easily turn it around. He has a 50% win rate versus Marcus. So look for this. This is critical. A 50% win rate versus Marcus. Look for Marcus maybe to pull off an upset here. If Marcus can stay close and Bennett is incapable of winning, look for Marcus to make it out of this group. His 71% win rate versus Evan. That's a good win rate, but Evan's been better as of recently in tournaments, so we'll see how Evan performs. He has a 100% win rate versus Jack. Only one set versus Jack though, so it's really unclear how real that win rate is. He's 12 top 3 or better placements. Solid player. Could easily take the group here. Marcus comes in with a 51% win rate. His best placement is 3rd. He only has 5 top 3 or better placements, but he's a consistent top 5 player. His most recent placement is 7th, so not a good placement, not a good showing. Really looking to fire it up to make some noise. He does have that 50% win rate versus Bennett and a 100% win rate versus Evan. It's only been 2 matches, but you never know, right? That could be some consistency there. Look for Marcus. Probably, in my opinion, the weakest player in the group. He could easily make it out of this group. This group is going to be chaos, and we are definitely going to have an elite player go home very early. Next up is Evan, only coming with a 42% win rate. Very deceiving. Evan is a highly elite player. Could easily take home the group. He has quality wins over almost every player on the FGPR. So, he's solid. His best placement 2nd. I did come a couple months ago. His most recent placement was 7th, but you know what? Look for him to make some noise. I know these win rates versus Bennett and Marcus are not good, but Marcus has not shown to be elite. He has 5th because of his early performances, but in the most recent tournaments, he's shown to be slightly weaker. Look for Evan to make some noise. Evan defeated Bennett in their most recent matchup. Look for Evan to come out here fighting. Look for Evan to take the group. And, of course, we have Jack, which an elite player there. He only has 3 top 3 finishes, but, again, very, very deceiving. Highly elite player. Next, we come with Jack, who's only ever been to 1 tournament. He came in with a 33% win rate. He went 1-2 in that tournament. His best placement was 5th on that tournament. Obviously, it was his only placement. No, he's never beat Bennett, but they've only played once. And that's a mistake down there. 100% win rate versus Jack. That is actually a 0% win rate versus Marcus. That is an error. I apologize. So he's a 0% win rate versus Marcus, and he's never actually played Evan. Never placed in the top 3, but we know he's good. We know he's actually capable of winning. So keep that in mind. All right, here's our Group B projections. We project Evan to take the Group 2-1. We project his wins we project him to beat Marcus and beat either Bennett or Jack. We do project either Bennett or Jack to upset Evan in one game. However, though, Evan, if he does, however, we put Evan at first in this group because of tiebreakers. We believe Evan will hold the tiebreakers. Then we have Bennett at second. We believe Bennett will beat Jack and Marcus for sure. Could potentially upset Evan, which would be crazy. But we do put him at 2 and 1 because we do actually project him losing to Evan in this scenario because our projection for the upset is Jack. We believe Jack will lose to Bennett, but will beat Evan and Marcus. He will not have the tiebreaker over Bennett, and because of common opponents, Evan will obviously be first, and that leaves Marcus, an elite player, 5th on the FPGR, going 0-3 in our projections. So that's pretty significant. Group C. This is probably the easiest group by far. We have Asher, who's first, and then we have 7-10 unranked. That is what we're looking at here. So obviously, Seth is a deceiving player. He's okay. He's definitely going to make it out of this group. He's been inconsistent. We don't know if he's going to make any noise. Asher comes in with an 82% win rate. His best placement is first. He did it in October. His most recent placement is second. He's a 100% win rate versus everyone in this group. Has never played Griffin, but we assume he would have a 100% win rate over Griffin as well. He's 7 top 3 or better finishes. He's insane. He's madman. He's by far the best player here. It would take a shocker for him not to win the tournament. Seth coming only in with a 40% win rate. However, Seth is very deceiving. We know he's never beaten anyone in this group, but he's also never played 2 people. We know he's good enough easily to beat Kevin and Griffin. He has quality wins. He has beat Bennett, the third ranked player on the FGPR in tournament. So look for that. His best placement is 4th. However, he's not only been to 1 tournament. He's been to multiple tournaments. His best placement is 4th at the most recent tournament. So he's definitely on an up streak, definitely improving. Never been in the top 3, but look for this player. I don't think he could upset, but look for this player to easily make it out of this group. Now we go. We have 2 cupcakes in this group. This group right here, this is going to be the battle of the century. It's going to come down to Kevin and Griffin. Circle it up, watch it, do what you got to do. That battle is going to be most likely for position in the bracket, and the loser will be out. Kevin comes in with a 20% win rate. His best placement is 5th. I think that was at a 7-person tournament on the 20th. He's never beat Asher, but he's also never played Seth and Griffin. We don't think he's better than Seth. We believe Seth is definitely definitively better player. Griffin and Kevin could be an interesting match. Never placed in top 3. And now we don't know anything about Griffin. He's never played an FGPR tournament, but it'll be down to him and Kevin. The winner of that will go, basically guaranteed, unless somehow Asher or Seth make a huge mistake and lose to one of them. The winner of Kevin and Griffin will go, and the loser will not go. That is going to be an insane match. Our final projections for the group will be Asher coming in at 3-0. We basically project him to dominate this group. No real challenges. Seth will be 2-1. He'll definitely smack the 2 cupcakes, Kevin and Griffin. Kevin, we do project him to win that critical match over Griffin and move on. We don't know much about Griffin, but we do know a little bit about Kevin, and we know that Kevin is capable of playing at a high level sometimes. So we do expect Kevin to beat Griffin, and we do expect Griffin to go home in this group. So that's it for our group projections. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I wish everyone a great day, and I wish everyone luck at the tournament. So, thank you for watching.